This is a day that my Father has made. I will rejoice. Jah, I thank you for this morning. Oh, it's a brand new day. Little bird, they're thanking and they sing. So let's all get down and pray.
Welcome, 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 Teaching the Prof fans. We're here again for another episode. You did tonight, yours truly, along with Prof and Sammy. Wagwan, my team.
Good night, folks.
So, Prof.
Good night, folks. Thanks for joining us again. Before I begin, my usual spiel, I kind of want to thank our new subscribers. Thanks for joining us. Again, guys, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. All right? And again, we appreciate you subscribing to our channel. Thank you very much. All right, so tonight we have a very interesting topic to discuss, which affects us all. Right, so what are we going to discuss tonight, my friend?
For mental health, especially. We're doing a doctor's check on our mental health.
So before you dive into it, what is mental health? So according to experts, mental health includes our emotional, psychological, and social well-being. Emotional, psychological, and social well-being.
How we interact.
Okay. It affects how we think, feel, and act or interact. It also helps determine how we handle stress, relate to others, and make healthy choices.
So inability to do either one of those, not all three, but either one of those could be that we need some intervention.
Right.
Okay. So are we going to self-examine?
And this is coming from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. So I know it's coming from the CDC. Wait, sorry, what was yours, sir?
Say, so are we going to self-examine to start off?
Well, listen, so for our long-standing subscribers, we did touch on this topic
2021.
About 3 years ago, during COVID, which I think COVID has kind of shed more light on mental health. COVID has affected us in so many ways, but it has bring forth mental health in a new light.
A focus on it, yeah. A focus on it.
Let's place more focus on it. I battle with it myself. And I probably should say expert. I do get stressed and depressed.
I would say battled, but is battling?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, sometimes I've said this before. So it's not new. I do sometimes have suicidal thoughts. No, I do.
Life is good. Why? You not put a finger on it yet, so you need professional help.
It's just sometimes life gets you down. It's just sometimes it's so hard. There's so much.
Was this?
And you stress about everything, despite the fact that stressing about it, thinking about it, doesn't change
anything.
And easier said than done. You know but there's not much. Sometimes it gets to know that you don't even want to do anything, and sometimes you find yourself in your own space. You don't want to talk to anybody.
Was this more active? This type of thought was more active during the time when you were out of a job than now that you are not working? Could it be that you was depressed because of the job situation, the financial situation, the outlook?
No. I mean, at work, I'm still at the same feeling. I wasn't working at the same feeling. It's been years. It's not COVID.
Oh.
But I'm not. I'm not sure if it's the right word to use. I'm not clinically depressed.
You're not the best person for diagnose that,
The patient that treats himself.
No, sorry, we have to laugh here, but
We have to talk about things, make jokes sometimes. I leave it.
It's a serious thing, but laughter helps.
Yeah, man, it does,
Um,
And I think the outlet, like even when we interact, but for to where I said, Prof, I mean, for cut you.
Wait, let me say something. Since we bring up clinical depression. So clinical depression is a mental health disorder characterized by persistently depressed mood or loss of interest in activities, causing significant impairment in daily life. So I'm not there.
Yeah,
Just talking about clinical depression.
Yeah, I understand. Because you wouldn't be so
Yeah.
off if.
Yeah.
So that's the woman that was said a while ago. Say, I think nowadays, because I think we did say this last week. You did say this last week. Lowe's say, I think we did bring up the touch and say, no, we don't understand we're not life not new, because our parents or our forefathers that have to deal with maybe a lot worse, but they never quick for say them depressed. But you did say maybe because they never had social media, a platform for can. And I think nowadays, because so many people throughout and our clinical name, whether them suicidal and I think nothing are just life. Where all of us at some point where the pressure of life get to it. But that I mean that and I feel like giving up. Don't get me wrong. You feel like no care how strong, I don't care what it is, because we realize this now where everybody burden is different. Some people maybe a financial wise enough for them one. And maybe health-wise, some people maybe are family-wise, them just feel like, and I think what happened, especially now with social media, will make people feel people tend to choose because they look on social media as the metering or the measuring stick. Yeah, and feel them looking at them life and think them not. I say people say life is not as bad as you think it is, because step outside, somebody will glad to give you for them one and take your one. Yeah. It's just the thing I'm learn about life, I'm always say this now. Gratitude. Every day I get up from, I'm where you say, Prof, nothing in life not easy. Because people always think say, life is nothing in life not easy. No care where you're there, what you have is always going to be, because somebody's life look easier than somebody else. But when you talk to them, they're not say it's not as easy as you think it is. I think just getting up and learn to appreciate. It might not be where we want or where we're at, but say, thank God, it could be a lot worse. And it can always get worse,
Yeah. That's what I say. It easier said than done,
No, I'm gonna say, but remember this, when you're staying at the state where you do, that is a lot harder. If you allow yourself to stay at the state, that's a lot harder because, maybe, all right, we know the 200 and close enough for the 200, and as we said, we have a lot of people that are glad for that. That I mean it perfect, and there's nobody life that's perfect, because I always say this, imperfect being cannot create perfection. No human being can have a perfect life, because we're all imperfect. So we all have some form of something where not we, but
you can hear me, right?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And life, and nowadays, because them say life is simple, but it's definitely hard. No care who it is, it's hard. Just the survival for deal with whether yourself, just deal with yourself alone is difficult. much less have to deal with your family, your kids, wife, work. It take a toll, and then now remember this, it's hard for you to deal with yourself, make your own choice, choose where you want to eat today, where you want to wear, much less have to deal with other people crap when you get other people involved, and so it's tough. It's really tough. And I realize is that a lot of times we either watch too much or listen to too much negative news or negative. Somebody thought them depressed, then them pulling off of them depression now, because them are tell it. So people just throw out some terms loosely, and what people consider, because everybody got depressed in some way. Everybody got depressed, because trust me, life never gonna go according to how all the way want it. The burden of life is rough. It get to all of us.
When I will agree with what you said, I gotta be more careful, because the situation is delicate. Some people say people throw things out loose, because I don't know who is really at the edge from who is not.
Right.
Yeah, understand? Because some people might think they're on the edge, and some people are at the edge.
Yeah,
so that's some people really think they're at the edge. What me do to analyze myself, especially during COVID, which was the worst period for me that I can remember. And in the worst period, when me used to take back myself, I never allow me to go down that depressive path. Is I understand the situation, but all my coping, all my, you touch on something what you just say, Sammy, is that I compare myself to others. I say a lot of people still would wish that they're in my house with light and water,
and for the head
and food.
First thing help me look on me always.
Family, the kids them grown and the kids them professional, and we can call on them for a little thing because they have it that way they can stretch a little thing. Enough people just have themselves.
That's what
why? Somebody know.
I
just come out back, I say,
yeah. It's just how you look at everything in life, I realize make the difference.
But don't have that ability. Because what if I wasn't in a home setting? What if I was redundant in COVID by myself?
That's when we realize make a big difference. The outlet, if you don't have an outlet, somebody to talk to her, because.
But listen, sometimes you have an outlet and still doesn't help enough.
It not help because the outlets sometimes don't understand, and you are not honest enough. You in the depressive mode is not honest enough. You have to depend on people to read it and see it, right? And them just have the inability to just read and see. Sometimes them see it and them read it differently and them get abusive.
Okay.
A man, because they might say you're lazy and this are your that and your that and your that. Foolishness you attack and it make it get worse.
Yeah. Oh, you shut down and one fit.
Yeah. But that's never be honest. You probably never be honest in them from money because you know all them stay for a long time.
But that's what I'm saying. An outlet mean somebody that you feel comfortable or safe enough with.
Everybody have that because some people are introvert from morning. And
but you might have it, but you not feel that you have it. So that must say when.
Yeah, it's as good as you don't have it. If you feel like you don't have it, you don't have it. It's available. If you feel you don't have it, it's not available. That's simple. You now go.
This is an outlet for me. This channel.
This program must start out of that outlet.
Yeah.
I I always say this too, and me's a person just like me, you don't know me very straightforward. I'm gonna tell people like it is, good and bad. I'm always say this. Everybody been different. Everybody have a different mindset. Me always have a gratitude. Me always learn to be thankful and appreciate what. Me learn to focus on what is, what I do have instead of when me not have our own. And I always say this now. I'm always grateful for having the relationship we have for such a long period of time. Because, as I said, one of the biggest things I realize nowadays where destroy a lot of people, no care where you go through. I always tell people this. So when you go through anything, and if you don't have nobody and you go through it by yourself, it make it 100 times worse.
Yeah.
You know? And all right, taking a phone case now, no care when I go through. You still have the wife, the kids, the family around, you know. But a lot of people when them out, and sometimes when you go through, you know, feel, because I realize a lot of time people when they're in a situation, they don't care how much around them still feel alone or feel like, you know?
Yeah.
And
you can't lonely in a crowd.
Yeah, exactly. So the thing when we look at is that I realize that because me also found as my brother from where I grew from so over how long we know each other? Over 30 years.
That's what I was saying. I said, don't even try to put an ear on it. Don't say from a long time.
It's just the context, so you know, we get the idea.
It go near 40.
Yeah.
40, no?
Yeah.
Then that necessarily and the
40 man.
But the reason why I'm say that now is that remember this, you know, not many people can find apart from them family where we still have that relation, and it's like we don't miss a beat when we're around the same phone show. Oh, we like from where because it's just like the same thing and the authentic where we can chat, we can tell in one way one another stuff where you know if you have one phone show, I tell if you know we laugh off of one
same story over and over and over.
But may I ask you the tone of this? Is that something good or something bad?
What?
We have the same set of friends. Probably small set of friends. For me, let me speak for me. My circle come like as a close circle in the center. The way my center small, you can't see the center. Because me start off, me have no school friend when me do none of this with. And I regular. I have one work friend from Cable and Wireless when we do this with. And does this, my circle is very small. I mean, I ask now, being it so small, that are the same people in for 40 years ago, and one and two way pick up along the way. If that's healthy, or that is probably an individual thing, you say healthy and not for individual, depends on your personality. It's a safe way to do it, you know. At least you know who you rely upon, can rely upon. You don't have to start wonder, you just know the source to run to, because the source is not a lot of people that see through. A one face or a two face, you know who to go to immediately for help or if you just have to just discuss something. You know, so one of think it's a good thing to have a small circle, the same set of people, the same ideas. Is a part of growth or is part of just stagnant? You know, what do you think?
Just like what you said, you said that we think get in a lot of trouble where we always think one size are gonna fit all. And you said earlier, it depends on the individual personality. Because I'm more believing quality over quantity. I believe that they have one good, reliable friend that, you know, then you have 100 so-called friends that if you take sick, you can't hear from them. They might, you know, then they'll come, then they'll stop to call or not like, versus you have that one friend that way, you know, I believe in a quality over quantity. So if one or the circle is a quality circle where you, and it must be for you who have them around. And as I realize this as we're getting older, somebody tell me something, say the older you get, the smaller your circle
becomes.
It should be, but it becomes.
Becomes because people die.
But you know, when we're young and giddy-headed, we a lot of people we consider friend.
Everybody a friend. Everybody a friend.
Everybody a friend. From we start talk, we're a friend. But as you get older now, it becomes more selective because the experience of life. You get, and even from experience and getting burned, you trust less, you rely upon people less.
And not just selective to yourself, but people die, you know.
Yeah, natural attraction.
Well, then when you can make new friends.
We don't really had experience that yet, so we could knock on.
But yet, yes, we have.
We know you want to knock on wood, so I knock on board.
We have experienced that already.
Yeah.
Our friend man, Big Brief. Rest in
That-
peace.
That happened so long ago, that day.
Rest
Yeah.
in peace, Ricardo Knight. Jaja. You know, I've never actually thought about that.
I just quite when you mentioned it, it bring come back again, you know.
I've been so satisfied with my group of friends. I've never actually given it much thought at all because there's nothing lacking at all. You know what I mean? I don't, you know, I've never said, well, you know, say, I wish I had a friend that was more outgoing or rich or no, that's never really crossed my mind. You know, I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's good when you know your friends, you know your circle, you know who you can rely on, you know what each person has to offer. I think it's a good thing. And you know,
over time they should prove themselves because I always believe all who suffer with me can reign.
Exactly.
And somebody of a friendship over 40 years, if me not say, more that long term, we're much about your highs and lower life. My highs, your highs, my lows, your lows, where we can lean on one another are enough time when we realize your friend, them can't really solve a problem, but just
being there.
Just be.
Most of the time, you're not to
friends
ask, you're not to bring it to the attention for son.
No,
you just sharing it. It's like a little burden relief off of you. Just the fact that you can share it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Somebody, all right. And the thing, remember this with that, you know, is that it's well, this I think make a lot of people nowadays feel maybe either depressed or suicide. Is that a lot of them feel like nobody cares. They don't have nobody where them can count on. Whether that is realistically or just that's what them feel. Because like you said, it's no people can in a crowd and they feel alone. Enough time when people feel.
Not only that, it's not, I don't think but sometimes you don't want to be a burden.
They know that because of with our pride, especially we as man, and we with our background, you know, we have that pride where I don't like me not think say me call upon uno, if it's in no power, no. But sometimes just the pride kind of want to feel like a burden, I feel like I lose, you know.
Especially if you have been going through the patch for an extended period of time, and you said they must get tired of me now.
That is true.
Yeah.
I hear the thing about that now, where that's why I realize say, we look on things make a difference. I always say this now. If people that genuinely care for you, because if me here nothing I'm to uno, it will bother me. And vice versa. I know if uno here, whether you can do nothing about it, it will bother you because you cannot have a bond with somebody or a relationship with nobody, and what affect them don't affect you.
Right.
But you need a friend to even call and say, you're good. Pass. You're good.
You know.
I come chill with me this weekend. May I part? Even that.
Yeah.
And the thing I'm
just change the focus of what you're zoning on and we'll do something else. You understand me?
Because guess what? If something happened, first you're gonna say, well, you know, some should reach out, or should have, you know, made more of an effort to engage or find out if the person. And whenever someone dies, we always say that. We need to make more effort. We need to keep in touch more, and then life happens again. And
same cycle. The last time I heard you say that is when your ex died. No, we are talking about no find one more mother were dead. Imagine that. Never stop talking. I might try. When your ex died, can you imagine your ex died? And I think you mentioned it, say, you know, you wish that, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you could have did even reach out.
One more time or reach out.
Reach out more. Yeah, true. But breaking the cycle, me guilty. Even for those call and just, me don't know, something wrong with me, yeah, man.
Imagine, look on.
I think all of us, cause me a big and the older I get is like that. But you see, for me, I might not call people on a regular basis, but I believe in quality. When you do call, It's like me always say, remember we not talk every day like that, but when we do talk, it's like we don't miss a beat, and that we realize the quality.
Somebody tell me that, Sammy, about somebody tell me that.
So what?
You treat me by, call, but at least when I call it, quality.
Well, let me hear you, because for many, many years you never talk.
What you call it? When the first social media, something come up with them?
MySpace.
MySpace.
Oh, MySpace.
And we link by MySpace. Telephone is expensive. We don't so the telephone thing. So MySpace, and then it drop off and last again.
Drop off again.
Until WhatsApp come, WhatsApp really.
You link me say you come New York. And it start again. And it was like no change. That's
right. And that's when we know the things are authentic. People where you not talk to on a regular basis, but when you do talk, it seems like, I ever see some people, our friends who we have where, I remember we have a whole friend where we grew up with, and when you do talk to them again, you say, who the hell is this? You wonder, how would this?
Our the conversation doesn't flow.
Because it doesn't seem authentic no more.
Yes.
Yeah. Especially somebody from your childhood where you say, what? Because I think say people from my childhood, we're not supposed to have no inhibition amongst each other. Because we know each other at a point where we never have to pretend, or you know me at the worst, or we know each other. So,
Sammy don't know this still, but we have a virgin. But you know him.
You know him, man. You know him.
We have an idea who you're going to see.
Why the way that man changed? You see the same MySpace thing? When I link back profile on MySpace, the first thing we do, I try to link him.
I remember you had the tighter than all the way,
Yeah, man, tight.
You had the tighter than all. Then that's why.
So I say, what go on? I think I may have 2 sons and them area and them go school and what go on at your end. Yeah, man, everything good. So wait. Yeah, man. And wait. I said, no, man.
Is that can look him, right?
Yeah, it's like a 9 woman. We meet at the club last night. And they don't say the number. And you say the number.
You know, a pressure woman night club there. And she said, oh, this is,
So we reach out to the brother. Not me. Prof reach out to the brother. I said, what go on with him? I must say, I see him treatment him again. The man is
I would like someone to explain that to me because I don't understand it. And I am happy. I am happy that I am the same person in high school that I am now. Because I not change, I not hide from people. I not go on, I not show off. I'm the same person.
It's somebody.
I so I understand people who change. I understand it.
Sammy probably don't know. It's just somebody who share clothes with, He said, me get something new. He might go out first.
Remember this,
the shirt, and throw it across the fence, make him positive.
Remember, I saw in our days when we have grow up and we have a party. We stop me always tell you this now. Remember when remember this, Prof Yard used to be the
what you call that? What you call that? The headquarters.
Yeah. Remember when we go party
headquarters?
Yeah, between Prof and Scabby Yard and the 2 headquarters where we go party, either one of them two was the roll away go bang up. I just end up stay if we go spend the night. I would rather stay at Prof Yard because auntie before we I thought we want for breakfast.
No, my boy welcome for arms house.
Yeah, man. So I'm telling you now, you see, when we younger, maybe we never appreciate I see the value in that, but
no, never see it.
As you get older, you do appreciate.
And to put my mother straight. My mother, we see things and say, boy, it is most affecting the lady, and she young again, and then so she go over there. She say, auntie, this one here, I apologize. But I noticed at 3 o'clock in the morning, still play domino on your head and and they say, no.
And it was a different
right, so when me know say I'm a brand of them there.
Also, yeah.
You don't know where they're gone. Let them see. Them good.
Remember when we go party and we are and all we pack up, 8, 9 away, pack up in a prof room. And auntie I take time, stip it over when I touch when I wake quick. When you want for breakfast. Me just that imprinting on my head. And you know, say the life me realize at a childhood or a young your childhood, you're very impressionable, you know. And I realize people experience make them or break them. Those are the values that I've learned, make me deal with people different. I always say, people, it's enough time to people stay a certain way, you can't knock them because sometimes I just with them go through, make them end up the way they do. And my experience might be different for other people. And you know?
Because guess what? Where you experience with auntie, experience auntie, and Prof as a grandson experience with them. She experienced it sometime in her life where she just continue the thing.
And pass it down and it pass and you know consciously it cause as a Prof stay too. Remember this, you know, anytime no kill much away, we go to New York. What we pack up in a Prof yard.
Yeah, it's for me female and the auntie legacy man.
Then that makes it pass down from
me I grew up, you know.
Listen.
Yeah.
Come on.
Remember this,
I mean, I experienced that in my home. But they never experienced that. Who in my house or over in my house. You understand me? My house is not a headquarters because my mother is not a headquarters person.
Everywhere we live, all my cousin them, uncle them, you bring them friend.
And there's a difference, you know, because people have them house as headquarters, you know, but the quality that was there, the kindness, the caring is because I'm telling you this now. Me can't go to New York, and most time I call me tell Prof, they're around the corner, I soon come. I'll track a man and wake him up, me soon come or I just saw our things stay away where we can stop anyone now if you call in advance.
Can't tell him no, Prof. Sometimes you cuss him no. Say, he that boy stand my man, him no time. You can't tell him the truth.
Yeah, he's gonna get him one key.
Listen, let me not tell you. Let me see. Nah, man, I want to tell my dad then. I always tell you, that's why I put value because sometimes we take things for granted, you know, and not realize how fortunate we are because I've learned a lot of people do not have that. Well, you know, and it's like anything else. People, I realize a lot of times when you take things for granted, if you take it for granted, you will lose it.
So
I'm going to add something. I'm going to add something will come to my thought. Why you help me? Impress upon him, say, very fortunate to have a wife to put up with some of them stuff there.
Listen, what I mean, help? Me tell him all I'm saying.
More him focus on that because
listen.
To beat your killer because he never. A wife she never on a different level.
It's a two-way street, you know. It's a two-way street.
If I go highlight himself now.
I
am accommodating as well.
That is true, Prof. That is true, but what I say is that
you want to say it could have been a one-way street.
We never have been a one-way street. It could not have been a one-way street.
No.
We would not be married.
Oh well, all right, fair enough.
Could not.
Still fortunate enough.
No, you're fortunate, Prof.
Find somebody.
Quality.
That. Yeah, perhaps. I'm not going to give you much.
No, man.
Don't force yourself.
Give her all her props.
Then when we did, I will take care of it. When you did, I will take care of it. Prof, I made a breakfast and cook with dinner.
I'm not qualified. Why am I not focus on you? Because we know you before.
Yeah.
You understand me? But yeah, so for her to come into a situation where I saw it stay from your picnic.
Yeah, man.
Go and she have to fit in a way. And she fit well. That's how I'm saying.
No, listen. There's no doubt about it. And she's very hospitable.
Yeah, man.
She take care of her no matter who come.
Yeah, man.
She wants to spoil a friend. Then.
A lot of your friends, your family.
She's spoiling. I don't like you. She's spoiling. You know, she's spoiling. You know.
Even a bulldog.
No, You know, so when I allow if you tackle the man.
Right. You ask that friend.
Yo, Losey.
Anybody get that tea and night before you go in bed?
I know. Look at that, you know, Milo in hours a night. Milo theme. The man, a boy will call and sending him and putting in list. Where him requirements, you know. When
they get in treatment, they have to sick.
Oh Lord. No, you used to get it, man. You used to get it, man. You used to get hey. But it's about, and it helps. We are tied into mental health because a good wife help your mental health.
Yeah, man, it make a big difference, man.
And I remember this man before he married, man. We used to watch him and also operate on him and say, "Die." My wife have a lot of catching up for the man.
It's a different level, man. Quality, yeah.
What? Just spoil the man.
That man, she's awesome.
You know, if it's a me, make all that happen.
Yo, top nice, man. Both you make all of that happen. Yo.
Don't be fear. Don't get asked that. If I ask a question, don't tell him I'm big. No, it's not you.
What? Man, I must report a question when never need to answer.
No. Yes, but now answer that, but you know. Anyway. Anyway, yo, you know, so something really bother me.
What?
All right.
The virgin there.
Oh.
Canadian virgin.
The Canadian virgin. Even other virgin. But not so much him, but the Canadian virgin though.
Why?
Grew up with the Canadian virgin. And that want to puzzle me.
I don't know.
I can't understand it.
I not get it.
May I tell you this where Scabby teach me a long time ago. Cause I remember one time when you come down and me and Scabby did and we are reason. And Scabby asked me about somebody. I can't remember today who it was for. And like me just say, you know, I see him, but it look like foreign change him. And Scabby said, no, foreign not change him, you know, just where in him foreign just bring. I realize it's so true, you know. People not change, it's just what in them, circumstances and situations.
Yeah, I'm foreign change, but
comfortable being themselves.
And them must epitomize the saying.
Because you know why when we look on that is so true. When we look on the two on other people, honestly, pretty much the same type of personality where you know from. So may I say that's true because who comes them not change and then I see him environment so that's a prof in a foreign so why is not with he?
The man
not change. When they get up, that's what I can't understand it.
The man make me feel sad.
Eh? No man,
just going back.
Uh-huh.
And I say year after year, and just a look and now. The man make me feel sad, man. Man make me feel sad, man.
No, and that's then remember this, you know, Losey. Them say who close they can hurt you know. I realize so true, you know. Because it's the people that you put value upon, and them alone can affect you, you know.
Yo, me talk to the man on the phone.
Uh-huh.
And let me talk to a complete stranger.
I
can't understand brother away. You know, it's almost like me talk to somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
I know, say the way I'm behave, Sammy, it make me real laugh. My life, my work situation. Say I buy a house, I'm comfortable. Now I go on. I'm a do it because I don't want him to feel
like, yeah. No, because I don't know. Remember this, you know, how we grew up in the cluster amongst each other. So for me always, it's a different feeling when we run up in a people from my childhood days. You know, the inhibition gone. Yeah, I don't know my personality already. You know, so the muster and I go on and I said, yeah, we're glad to see one another because it just, yeah, you know.
A man when you grew up a animal, go party and I run from a gunman. Hero circle. Yo.
Take some risk. Matter what take some risk.
You know, we know each other, you know, things that we got through and we do. You know, we know all of the slackness, so we used to keep up. Oh boy, that was it.
Because if we go at JC Fit and all them things.
Then remember, that's how we used to roll in. When we are roll for party. Eh?
The man so like him just. It's like somebody give you the number and say, call my friend. That's how they feel, you know. Like, just give me say, yeah, I'm a virgin in Canada now.
Yeah, call him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell him say I'm me, send you.
That man, it's disappointing, man. Oh boy.
Anyways, but straight for the point.
Yeah, we're going down to it.
Nah, man, we're not straight for the point. The man affect my mental health.
Achoo.
No, you know, to be honest, that's what caused a lot of people affect a lot of, just like we say, a lot of people bad experience with them, the trauma where them get from life. Mess you up, you know. You say unresolved trauma, it do. And like you said, Prof, where you said earlier on, all right. Remember, we grew up and we never believe in maybe go talk to psychiatrists or them thing there. But as the older I get, me realize it is really
The value.
If anybody reach to that point, need it. And it's easier. I think it's even better than talking to a friend because it's best when you talk to somebody neutral, than somebody where they're not, unlike somebody when know you're at work where they're going to judge you. Like, you're not going to see them again. Or unlike them in your immediate circle where you have to see them, you worry all the way you tell a person you go out. You know, I them will tell back somebody else with no one at the circle, and it just, you know. So, but me do think, and I think a lot of times the stick, maybe now me see it so because it get into that, especially maybe in our community as Jamaican, Black community.
Especially in Jamaica, we still not reach a place yet where.
And I realize all of it is, you know, it's just fear and insecurity, you know, because where people are going to think or say.
Before we started recording, weren't you mentioning something about some statistic?
Well, I don't have, you know, 100% sure. I have a brethren back Jamaica where my school friend, where me and him, we talk on a regular basis, and him saying they see a statistic with them that show at Jamaica, like, I don't want to tell a lie, I'm 100% sure, but like maybe 65% or something over the 50s, where have them think of some form of mental issue. But I think it's a world thing where
global.
Eh?
So global too.
Yeah, it's hard for measure Jamaicans because we don't see professional help.
And that's the thing. Enough people have issued them. You know, we used to have a saying in Jamaica, say, I will put mad man in a clean clothes. And I think at that of the world, a lot of people have mental issue where functioning and them not see. Come and realize a lot of people have mental issue, they don't really see it or think it themselves, you know. We're not here, Prof.
Yeah.
Yeah, right here now.
Yeah, you hear me?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, right here. We're not here again, you cut again.
You have a jersey, shorts.
What happened?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Right.
All right. I was saying the good thing is that there are a lot of awareness global. Jamaica, you know, the UK, the US, for people to get help, or for people who have think they're suffering from mental issue to get help, or whether it's depression or not. You know, I've seen it being advertised on Jamaican TV.
Yeah, man.
You know, maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago, you wouldn't see that.
Yeah. That stigma we're associated with.
And people are now coming out. You know, athletes, you know, people, you know, in the entertainment industry, you know, people are owning it. The people are sharing their experience. People are trying, and I guess they're trying to normalize things so people understand that you don't need to be afraid. You're not alone. There are other people that are suffering. There's help, you know, if you need it, you know, which is a good thing. They're shining a light on mental health. You know, we see soccer players, football players going through it. You know, we have Jadon Sancho for Manchester United.
I heard of it.
You know, he had to take some time off.
Is it the same case with Jamie? Because I hear stroke and I hear
Jamie,
depression. Jamie Foxx.
I heard about Jamie Foxx as well, because he was in the middle of shooting a film.
It take 2 weeks off.
Yeah, you know, and they said it was mental issue.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a host, you know, and there are also quite a few soccer players who committed suicide for that very reason. And this was like, and it's not recent. It was back in the days. So if these guys had the help that are now available to, you know, chances are they would be still alive.
I talk about Robin, what's name? Robin, the actor.
Robin Williams.
Robin Williams.
Yeah.
Yeah, love Robin Williams, man.
That the kind of, cause a happy guy in.
Makes people very happy.
Yeah.
That's why I learn about life. You know, life is never what it seems. Both good and bad. It's never as bad as we think it is, and it's never as good as a lot of time where people make it out to be. You know, and that's the next question I'm gonna wonder now, because it seems like mental issue is like it had a. What would I try to find the right word to say? Like
All-time high?
Eh?
All-time high?
Yeah, like a pandemic or where
the pandemic did add to it.
Mm-hmm.
No, man, I think I just the pandemic. I think before it was heading the pandemic, maybe just because people have to deal with themselves, them not have all right, you don't have much distraction during the pandemic, so maybe that will make it just bring it out. But it, you know, it was there already when people have that issue.
No, but the thing is, I think, is that we have social media to deal with.
That me think is a big factor where people now start to compare themselves or too much.
Try to compete or whatever it is.
Compete and compare. Those are the killer.
Can them have too much friends? Cause everybody passes with their friend and yeah.
And then when
or people feel that the only way for them to be happy is for them to have certain things.
Then that happened. The social media portray this meaning, you know, so-called what your happiness should be, and I think that's the problem now.
But we always say fast life, you know. We always say fast life, you know, before social media. Social media bring more. Can bring it living room. You don't go there. You can stay in your living room and see the falseness.
Remember where you said from the other day, you know, it rings true forever since, you know, where you say social media be a platform to a lot of things.
Yeah, but the reason why you're hearing more about it now because there's no longer taboo on it. People are now not afraid to admit and they're not afraid to talk about it. So more and more people are coming out.
Yeah.
You know,
there was a program last week on TVJ here.
Yeah.
And she's an actress and she went to school in America and came back home and she harbored the thoughts, the suicidal thoughts, and she's on medication for the rest of her life. But she reached at a point now where she accept that this is where it's going to be, and she wants to go back into working again and acting again and do new roles and new path, you know. But it held her for a long time, and she coming out along with a lot of others before her. It makes people who think that
you're alone.
You know, it's just the stigma.
Yeah,
and
remove the stigma.
They must say, but if she popular, can come out and be, I mean, I know much people. I'm shy and shame, you know. So
it's like you can imagine.
It's a therapy in itself. It's a therapy in itself for others to come out.
Because a footballer, I want to make millions of dollars, right? It's supposed to be happy, right? He might play the sports him love, and might make millions. He should be happy, right? Yeah. And if he's not, what about me? I struggle for paying my bills or
who's not in the career that he wanted to be in. Now I get the money when he wants. Yes, but we still have something in common. We all still have something in common, no matter how much money
Exactly.
we all
Yeah.
still have something in common.
So it helps, you know, because they can relate.
So, all right, I'm my curiosity, all right, I can understand, maybe coming to a prof, but all right, to that girl, we that talk about Losey, she ever come out as curious to say what make people get to or make them feel the way them feel. Because most time it have to something have to do make them feel like weird. And what, you know, them perception or them see what make them what would that be? She said, did she ever say?
I mean, I quite remember she put her finger on it, but what I remember, I was touching in this program. Her mom just never understand.
Mm-hmm.
So her mom see her and approach her and deal with it. It was just wrong because her mother see not a depression and not a depressed daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Her mother see a strange daughter or show off daughter, or you act now so.
Mm-hmm.
So your behavior is interpreted different from your reality. And all it is projected on you know, make your situation worse because when them say you will be, you know in yourselves and that you do, something is wrong. And nobody now accept it. You understand me? How she come out there, she have a fiance who helps.
Mm-hmm.
And she was aggressive. She do fight.
Mm-hmm.
And the first time she licked the man, it's a white man. So the first time she lick him, and you know, some culture different. First time she hit him. Him say, no, can't stay here, so no, because I'm not deal with that something there. I'm in the fighting. And at first, probably hear that a relationship say, we not have to fight back and we not have to roll. And you know, even if you lick me first, he not have the right to lick you back. He might refuse to lick you back. I might say, but I prefer cut now, you know, than to fight you.
Yeah.
And it probably say this person really care. So the more this person talk to her and encourage her, the trust issue now. She just trust him now. She start, you know, elevate and it start help. You know, if somebody go to the doctor with you and say, "Make we find out what's going on," and the doctor and the person got support and you see the support, that help. You know, and then I come around in the back end now, and her mother, you know, understand now them kids. She have somebody can talk for her now. When you probably say, and I explain it, you can say, no, that wasn't what was going on. This was what happened for a long time with her daughter. And them are going to believe. But if she has tried to explain it, they must say, Allah, tell man, excuse you, fine. You understand me? So,
you know.
Support is always a good thing to have somebody who can probably articulate the problem, understand it first, and then articulate it better than how you would articulate. Because some people have the experience and can't explain it. And my experience, I cannot explain it.
That is true. That's so true, you know.
Can I read something?
Yeah.
All right. What causes mental health problems? Mental health problems can have a wide range of causes. It's likely that for many people, there is a complicated combination of factors, although different people may be more deeply affected by certain things than others. For example, the following factors could potentially result in a period of poor mental health. So, childhood abuse, trauma or neglect, social isolation or loneliness, experiencing discrimination and stigma, including racism, social disadvantage, poverty or death, bereavement, losing someone close to you, severe or long-term stress, having a long-term physical health condition, unemployment or losing your job, homelessness or poor housing, being a long-term carer for someone, drug and alcohol misuse, domestic violence, bullying, or other abuse as an adult, significant trauma as an adult, such as military combat, being involved in a serious incident in which you feared for your life, or being the victim of a violent crime. Physical cause, for example, a head injury or a neurological condition such as epilepsy can have an impact on your behavior and mood. It's important to rule out potential physical causes before seeking further treatment for a mental health problem. And they said, although lifestyle factors including work, diet, drugs, and lack of sleep can all affect your mental health, if you experience a mental health problem, there are usually other factors as well.
Them can't touch everything, but them touch a wide most of things. And when you go through the list, one of them stick for me. So I'm going to ask you. Losing auntie, I think that's where it started for you?
No.
Oh.
It's not for me. I think, now that I'm thinking about it, and I read through, you know what my biggest fear is? Homelessness. I never had that fear living in Jamaica until I came to America.
And you see the reality of it around you in America, especially New York.
Because in Jamaica, homeless people are normally mad people, right?
Yeah, obviously, yeah, out of it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. When I came to America, a lot of these people weren't homeless people, weren't mad people.
Living out of cars, going to work out of cars.
They're able-bodied people.
Mm-hmm.
Able-bodied people sleeping on the trains, on the sidewalk.
Oh, so that traumatized you?
That scared me, man. Me not lie. That scared me.
Especially when you have a family.
Dude, having a family has increased it tenfold.
Yeah, when you have kids, it make a big difference. If sometimes you don't worry about yourself, but you worry about them.
So you put the pressure upon you know, so you have a responsibility to keep a roof over their head.
Yes. Because as I read it a while ago, I said, shit, homelessness.
Oh, that stuck for you? Okay.
I was like, oh shit.
That's your biggest focus and biggest fear.
That's my biggest fear.
Why that must be shocking, you know, leaving Jamaica, leaving your room, your house, where you're free and comfortable, and then go to Canada. I mean, I play my cards right at that place, yeah. We can't end up like them.
No, and remember this is not like when it's the same thing in Jamaica, you know. But I think Jamaica, your home land, you always have that comfort. Because even if you get put out, you always feel you can bounce back, you know? So it's a thing where anybody from an immigrant always worry about. I think I have a big fear for it.
Yeah, because I'm comfortable. Where I was very comfortable. You know what I mean? It is very comfortable. But for the mere fact that I'm seeing able-bodied people.
Yeah, man.
And not mad people. That was like, oh shit, this can happen.
The thing to show add to that now. Sometimes all people that were successful, lawyers, doctors.
Anybody.
Yeah, in the display it does, but because in the blink of eye, one thing I've learned, you know, and I always try to live by this to be, but I try not to get too high because them say the higher you go, the steeper the fall. When you fall, so what I mean by that, I mean don't get myself too high and mighty.
Yeah. I'll take it back on people and all
that. I try not to make myself get too low when things are go bad because them say it's harder to pick yourself back up if you fall too low. So I always try to keep and I don't know. I always have this mentality because you know I put everything in God. I'm a strong believer. This too shall pass. You know, I said I've had a blessed life all the while, but that don't mean when people hear that I don't want anything said it's been perfect. You know, no sir, struggle like everybody every day. But is that true in the struggle? The Lord always bring me through. So that's why I always have that grateful heart, that gratitude, they say. And it give me that comfort for no say. No care when I go through, I'm always. So maybe for me, that's where give me that shield or that buffer to make me not stress too much about stuff. You know? That's my mindset. I always believe this too shall pass. Because everything that come my way, I'm always bring me through it. So that is my buffer things that get me through. And a lot of people, some always realize that it's different for a lot of people because everybody have some form of fear or insecurity where they have to deal with.
Yeah. And you say this too shall pass. I never kind it that way from me and my experience. Always remember my worst fears of something to come. From me, like a boy, we do something right. I come from school late. I know something my mother kill me. Sure, because she want me to get less than this. So I said no. And we reach home. You just come home. You know, you're supposed to hungry. Dinner, go take off the uniform and I'm like, look, no one the beat now coming, I'm asleep.
Yeah. See,
no one fatten me. Fatten me for beating me. I'm asleep with one eye closed until morning, come awake.
Yeah, sleep.
Breakfast, wake up, come go, get ready for school. Breakfast. I said, but I remember that, me at 9. And things like that happen as a man. You even work, prepare for the meeting. Your presentation are ready.
They're going to fire me. They're going to this. They're going to that.
And you know, say they're going to look them there. And the meeting postponed. And you get more time. And I say, look how Jesus coming to sleep last night. Yeah, me nearly mad.
No. To be fair, we said those, and that is one of the biggest problems here. With them, which is them said 85 to 90% of things we worry about, where are going to happen, or we think are going to happen, or might happen, never happen. You know?
It's just human still.
So my consciousness is remembering all of those. Let me start say, every time a situation come up, remember my past. And everybody for find them thing, for move past.
That's a separate.
We just say, we just feel, in any moment, we just get whatless. You know what this is? Whatever.
That. Yeah.
We can't do that.
No. Yeah, but like Loza say, you have to find your niche.
I have sought
high and low.
I'm looking for it. I cannot find it.
I know.
I have to worry about it.
I know for you start the program and we reach back at that same point there. For you, probably somebody professional for help you find it.
Yeah, that like I said, maybe the part they might have adjust as or what I'm saying, armchair psychiatrists now really, and that's one thing to it, they're more trained, so them have tools and methods they can help,
By talking, they will know we're in there and what.
Exactly, where maybe trigger, we can protect him. Yeah.
And even a job interview, sometimes we get anxiety, anxious. Job.
And I think it might have a lot to do with people's personality, And all right, I've learned this, say, and I think a lot of people, you have to learn to be able to be with yourself. Because when you're with yourself, you learn a lot about yourself. And you should learn your strength and your weakness. And
I'm not thinking that's what it is.
No. When I say that, why I say you have to learn your strength and your weakness is that when you know your weakness, you know what will likely trigger you or cause your triggers. Just as because a lot of time people maybe concerned, but think maybe because I would say if you don't know that you're allergic to fish or seafood, that won't be a big. But if you know you're allergic to it, you can know if you try to stay away from it, or you can take precaution and stuff like that. So most time people don't know where them strength are, where them allergic are, where them will get them over. Or just like what you said a while ago by talking, you just pick up our listening, say the homelessness maybe might be what trigger it. So you can maybe start to address that or when you talk.
But even if I know what's triggering it.
Yeah.
For overcoming
it's change.
Yeah.
No, but it's a start, yes or no. Because if you never know, then you can't do nothing. So just by knowing, you maybe not have the answer right now, but at least something to work towards or
Sammy, you say and him say something were key. for our sake, for all three of us sake, I think if you seek the professional help because first time I hear it, every time I say it, it scared me to hear say about those thoughts.
Listen,
Yeah, me just say,
we just about bring attention.
Yeah, but going through the list a while ago and then pick up, whoa, the homelessness. At least in a professional setting, when them ask a question, what him think, now him have an answer.
You know.
No, tonight bring an answer to that first session when him can say, because the question is gonna ask, what do you think caused that? And him can say, you know, somebody have a program and my brethren them sit down for a reason and I go through it and when we go to the list, I say, wow, that's where it started. So now them have an angle for work with to find how him overcome and move on from that fear. You understand me? So something for note, and I think that's something for really do. I mean, I encourage anybody who's listening to the program that a situation like this, seek professional help, you know. Yeah, go do that, sir. Because we can I encourage people to professional help, but you know,
you know the man said so let me ask you this now, Prof.
Advisement, sir.
So let me ask you this now, Prof. I'm gonna ask you this now. Just like somebody else who I go through the same, I feel at times like that because, as I said, me maybe those of might share the same sentiment as say, and knowing you from like outside, well, to a point outside, but knowing you that long and being around you still go there, you know, constantly have the relationship with one another house and stuff like that.
So I almost say my family, a blood relative, you know, from the outside. Well, inside, yeah, almost I promise.
You know, because a lot of time I always realize that perception is a hell of a thing, you know, how people see things different from. Because me think you're doing an awesome job with your family, you know?
I talk about you.
Yeah, well, remember.
Have that impression. Imagine the people who don't know him.
That may say no. So
oh, listen. I mean, remember you have people who can function.
No. When I say that, you know, we not talk about function, you know, because the fears where you have, you know, and worries, that is legit. Because everybody have them there. Myself, yeah. Who you think? No care where you're there. Those you have the same thing. You don't want to get homeless or worry you can't pay your mortgage or your rent or something like that.
What's scarce is how it affects you.
Yes.
Keep it affect you, yeah.
Yeah, so it's not like we're not those are legit concern or fears or worries where you have, you know, and that are somewhere affect because everybody have something where them concern you know, and number one, a roof over your head to provide for yourself and your family is always a big concern, you know, especially if you're when risky times, no, them keep us inflation and everything, the market and everything, you're concerned, you know, you're gonna lose your job, your investment or your business, everything people always go you know.
When I go through 2008 when Obama just come in, right after I come in, the crisis is coming, the housing.
Yeah.
A lot of people, you go through that too. I hesitate and say, wait, well, go on. You understand?
So, I guess it's just like what you say with that now, Lozy, and these are the things where I always live by. This too shall pack. I always say, nothing under the sun no new, as the Bible tell you. Everything been there, done that. So I always say it, and the thing I'm trying to do or live by, certain mantra I live by when I say, is if I can change it, I can't try not worry about it. What I can change or what I can affect, I try to deal with that instead of worry about it, you know?
Even that worry, but the things where you can't get change and control, you focus for change and control those.
And me make the change or the choices, you know, and what people fail to understand and I've learned, a lot of times we live, especially now, we live too much in a microwave society where we want everything like yesterday. And I realize sometimes gradual changes you have to make. It not going to happen overnight, but eventually once you just start make certain little change and just stick with it. Because the main part is to stick with, you know, whatever choice or change you make, instead of you make it today and then next week you give up on it, you know? Because most time I ask people, you know, you get yourself in some trouble where just like people who smoke. You smoke for all 30 years. And you try to stop for quitting a 3 day and you give up. You say it might take you the next 30 years to try, but you know, cause 30 years you have experience at doing it. So don't think in a 3 day you go just so that I mean, you know, when people try and they must say, nah, change, I say no. Maybe I deal with a situation of 5, 10 years. So not thinking of 5 days, it will just change. But just have to gradually keep sticking with what, you know, whatever change you're gonna try and make to make a difference, you know, and it will come, you know.
When it's about gradual change, like me and losing weight, and I'm 1 week, and me feel I'm do the greatest workout. I'm a kill and nothing happen.
You know.
So you workout now?
Eh?
That's it for my workout now.
No, and that, I mean, say, yeah, deal with the weight for maybe 10, 20 years ago, and all of a sudden in 5 minutes, and so we have a mental, I mean, you know, and it discourages us where if we don't get that instant gratification there, it discourages us where that's the killer for kill with joy, where when you don't get that instant gratification, you know.
And with the pressure too.
Eh?
With the pressure too.
That's what the first time, because once you get discouraged, you'll get depressed. You know, you feel like give up, and then you wonder why me keep I do this if it now work or me now see no change or stuff like that. But I always tell people say, if you've been doing, remember this, you know, you've been doing this or you get yourself now that's something maybe 30 years, you're doing the wrong thing. So it might take your next 30 years I do the right thing to get out of it or change the mindset or, you know, but you can't. Them say the definition of madness is to keep doing the same thing over and over, expect a different result. Our stupidity, me think. So if you keep doing this, you know, like, oh, you don't make sense, you complain of just try and make a different choice or change. And people always say, no, it's easier said than done. But I say, dealing where you deal with, definitely not easy. So, you know, with that time we tend to lose our excuse and say, it's a lot easier said than done. But I say, whatever you deal with, that's not easy, but you deal with that.
Well,
you know?
Yeah.
Wait, Prof?
No. Again, it's easier said than done. You guys are oversimplifying things.
No, now,
you never not that simple.
No, you want to say it's easier said than done. But I say whatever we are dealing with, it's just as difficult as, you know, I don't say easy.
Not when not when in that position. You don't see it that way.
And that is true. That is true. When you're in a different position, you see things different and feel different about it. So that is so true.
I don't want to touch myself as Steve.
What you want?
People might not know what I have to do, but
yeah.
People might not know what we laugh a while ago. But God, them not understand what it was a while ago. But
you have to laugh.
Yeah, but you know, we can
laugh is very important.
We can do a rap and suggestion, you know, from different perspective, obviously, from different perspective, from inside, from beside, from outside. And for me, I've never been deep, but I have a situation where I have to think and wonder about future and all them something there, and you find yourself down, you know, and stress. I think that stress can lead to depression, and depression lead to anything. So my advice is that, you know, find somebody, if you can find somebody within the family or the friendship, you find a professional. If it, and you know, even for those avoid from it going too far. And if it's not a serious case to begin with, you know, find what works for you, where you can just, you know, when it comes, me deal with it. When we reach a bridge, me cross it. You know, some people are gonna say, "Why you're this and you know, responsible." Can you take that back? But that's how you deal with it. That's how you deal with it. So you say, when it will come, me deal with it. But me nah there, so don't afraid when it come. I mean, I know when it come, if it come at all. So find what works for you, and if you can't find what works for you within your circle, find a professional. May encourage anybody to do that. You know what to say on a round up a review, you know.
Prof, let me ask you a question, if you don't mind. Anything ever help, like when you get to that point, whatever make it easier, change your mindset, or anything where maybe it can help somebody else with, like any outlet that you are, something that maybe ever.
Again, this is one of them. And then sometimes you think about your family.
Mm-hmm.
You say, we're going to take kids and put them up to manage. We're going to raise them.
Mm-hmm.
We'll make sure say them have a roof over them head, them all right. Stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff like that. Can I help you refocus?
Because if me I worry about the roof and then me gone, me I leave it for somebody to worry the roof.
Right.
So then you just say, so better me worry about the roof.
Exactly.
Better me there worry about the roof.
So stuff like that helps me to refocus.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's good to have an outlet, good to have music and read and watch football, watch comedy. That's why I watch a lot of comedies.
Happy things.
Laugh, live your spirit.
And that's why I don't. And that's why I understand why you can't take when Liverpool lose.
Yes, because I'm heavily invested in that team. And it affects me. And I'm lose.
Tell me now. Me not go down and say me a fan, but me not go down so deep. Me not do it. Me not do it. How me do it? Me say them boy, some of them what this boy they play on the team. Them so rich. And I look at them worry. I me do ya. We not worry about it.
Listen, when them win,
the joy.
Greatest joy, man.
But it's funny as you said that now, and as much as we are saying same thing, but same thing would we at Arsenal. If Arsenal win the title, can remember the other day when they
Hold on.
You see, you just a while ago.
Which we think that?
You man a while ago.
Which we?
Me not come off of the wagon yet. Me not come off yet. Me the other day, me tempted, But me say me has a chance, So me not come off.
Hey,
the to the wheel fall off.
Bro.
But me has a chance, So me kind of still.
The wheel fall off, but it itch him a jump off, and it itch him. So the wagon a dry him now, That's the only way I associate with the team. The wagon a drive can itch.
No, me say a chance we can still win the title. So me still me tempted to jump, me there for jump off, but me say some start, me see what go on. So just in case if they make the finishing line,
Somebody
you were there.
Somebody in the next 5 matches for City, just take 2 teams who want to beat them. Me that make me grateful. That's that.
If a chance, if a chance, me jump off a wagon, me not gonna lie, But I maybe chip up by now, cause me jump off,
My background proves that I'm still here because I got people, I got tested. That meant a real fan. I'm in a dick.
Who test you? Who did test you?
What? The man was saying he's a fan of the same club.
No. I mean, what's the Uno said there wagon is. Me not deny nothing. I say Uno, don't worry. When Arsenal win the title, you maybe paint the whole house Arsenal flag.
May I release before the win or the loss. That a man can say me a wagon is too.
Where you gonna do?
No, I say me release my background before the win or the loss of the season.
I don't know my thing already. Me not really care. So me not care what I say. Me glad for no consider me a brand me a wagon. I can accept that. I not going to
You're the worst type. You have different type of fan, but you're the worst type.
Me tell you, me know me, I know what I'm about, so me not deny nothing. As me said, if the 4 or 5 you lose 2 more games, you jump off a wagon.
I think we're gonna use a trail to tell you where we trail with it.
Mm-hmm.
After the deep end at the front thing. in the big. And you are the other head. Kachan.
Bridget, I saw your background for look here.
No. That's a if Arsenal win. You know, everything. Just
I saw your background for look. There's no question as to which team you support.
I mean, my man.
No, see that. I think I mean that.
No, that.
I'm halfway.
I'm halfway.
But that means you can't see it. We can't see the thing good. We can't see the thing good, prof. You know, so me have to strain me out to find out.
So there, folks, you know, as our good things must come, and we have to end up this discussion. Well, we are in for it to give. Keep your medicine check. The experience different. We'll just wrap up. So not enough to remind.
Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and engage and tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. And again, I'm not sure if you heard my friend, we're having a little bit of technical difficulty. So please pardon any distortion you might hear or any cutting out of audio. Sammy, what do you say?
We end that. No, sir, my man. Thing on us. I want to say the thing.
Okay, folks, have a good night and enjoy your weekend. And thanks for joining us.
Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share our videos. And don't forget to comment
and hit that notification bell.
This has been another episode of Teach and the Prof.